swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
You know what I like to do? Just follow me on this one.
Yo, and we are live. What's good, Raider Nation? Salute. Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Scrutiny. Bro, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. The Las Vegas Raiders are not what we thought they were, right? This coaching staff is not what we thought they were. The players are not who we thought they were. Luke GETSY, I've stuck up for the man as much as I could. The run game is absolutely horrible. The offense blocking run scheme is absolutely horrible. We have the wrong backs for the wrong scheme, the wrong offensive coordinator. So we are going to talk about some replacements that are already on the team that maybe could take over play calling or just maybe take over the whole offensive coordinator job all in general. So let's break it down. Let's get into it. Man, sorry for the silence. Shout out, what's good. So who can replace Luke GETSY? You know, we have a bunch of people on this staff that are qualified, that have been head coaches, that have been offensive coordinators. Is it time to make a change? Should Antonio Pierce just take over the play calling? Does he know enough about the playbook where he can make those decisions yet? That is a question that has to be answered, I guess, if he ever tries. Oh man, it's not gonna share. Yeah, fuck you too. Jesus, Jesus, what's good? What's good? The Raiders should fire Luke GETSY. Should they fire him? Because who are they going to replace him with? That's the whole topic of the show. Let me know in the comments, who's your candidate? Because most of the offensive coordinators right now have jobs. You know, our teams are, guys on quarterback coaches. Are we going to go get a guy that's a quality control coach? Let me know in the chat. Go ahead, type your coaches. Give me 3 that we could go get right now, because I don't know if you're allowed to tamper or talk to other coaches that are already on NFL staffs without their permission. So none of these teams are going to give the Raiders permission to go steal away an offensive coordinator or, a quality control coach or a guy that's a tight end coach. But we have guys on the staff that we could definitely upgrade. That would have to be an upgrade for what we got, right? We talked about it yesterday after the live. If putting in a new offensive coordinator or a new running back, Billy D, what's good? If making these changes, John Leon, what's good? If making these changes at the offensive coordinator position, at the running back position, these guys can't do any worse, right? Last year we seen a change with Dick Daniels' playbook. They crunched it down to 7 pages. Supposedly, that was the rumors, right? They threw away most of the playbook. They threw in Bo Hardigree, who had never called plays in his life. And the more he called plays, the more he seemed to get innovative. I mean, come on, we had a wide receiver in Jacoby Myers throw not one but 2 touchdowns last year. Those plays like that is what helped this team win with the rookie quarterback last year. And yes, we had a way better running game. We need to go back to power, but let me know. Give me three offensive coordinators that we could go pick up right now. Because like I said, most of the good offensive coordinators have jobs because they're good offensive coordinators. We could have got Clint Kubiak. He's not gonna leave where he's at. They got a young up and coming quarterback over there. Why would he go anywhere? The team's not horrible. Ben Johnson is not gonna leave Detroit, no matter how much money we throw at him right now, not in the middle of the season. So who are we going to replace these guys with? We have a couple guys on the staff. I don't know why it's not letting me pull this up. Hold on, let me try again. But we have a couple guys on the staff that Luke GETSY brought with him that a lot of the players seem to like. Definitely have trust in, have faith in. All right, there we go. Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis could take over play calling. I don't know if he's really an offensive coordinator, but he's been a head coach. Leo, what's good, man? Man, that offense was on fire with your QB. Man, you're going to put that on Aiden O'Connell, bro? Come on, and you call yourself a Raider fan? Don't come in here saying it's Aiden O'Connell's fault. What did he do wrong? Look at the offense. No run game. We went absolutely come down, ran the ball down their throat, had a great drive, and then Luke GETSY goes back to Luke GETSY, the soft play calling, run on first down, run on second down. You're telling me Aiden O'Connell called the play to run on 2nd and 18? You're telling me Aiden O'Connell made the play call to run on 3rd and 20 in our own 20? Come on. Aiden O'Connell called the plays to throw 3 times from our 1-yard line. I mean, yeah, it was Aiden O'Connell, bro. It was all Aiden O'Connell. You're right. This whole team sucks because of my guy, Aiden O'Connell, the guy that I back, right? Because I thought Aiden O'Connell looked way better than Gardner has all year. And he has already 400 and something yards in one game, which is almost what Gardner has. So Gardner's got 1,000 yards. And I said your, I know, mine. That's my guy, AOC. Oh, my guy. My bad. Our guy. But yeah, I mean, you can't put that on him. But let's get back to the coaches. Because Luke GETSY is not cutting it. I don't know how you can have a run game, that's picking up 3, 4, 5 yards on the first drive and then it absolutely fall apart because I didn't see the Bears make any adjustments. They were, of course they schemed different, but they didn't go to any changes, any defense. They ran the same defense and we just stopped giving the ball to Madison. They brought in at the worst time Dylan Labe, which that's a coaching call. I've been backing Dylan Labe also. I think the kid has potential, but you can't put him in for his very first snap in the NFL this season in a crucial moment like that. That was just horrible. And hand the ball off to him. His first play in the NFL should have been a pass play. They should have ran something out of the backfield, throw it out to him. He's a scat back. Let him get the ball in the open field and see if he can make some plays. Maybe it would have been a fumble, maybe not. But again, that's coaching, man. That's the worst time to put in Dylan Labe. Absolutely the worst time. The Raiders could go get Joe Brady. What's he doing right now? All right, so back to our coaches. Of course, we have Luke GETSY, the famous Luke GETSY. 10 years experience, hasn't done nothing. But we also have wide receivers coach who all the players seem to love. Edgar Bennett, 32 years experience. I'm sure with that experience that you can come up with some kind of different scheme for this team to be running in the run game. I mean, just my observation. You can't do worse than what this team is doing right now with Luke GETSY at the helm. Yes, you could say he doesn't have his quarterback. You can blame it on the offensive line, but DJ Glaze gave up absolutely no pressures, zero pressures to TJ Watt, which is the first time TJ Watt has been held to zero pressures in a game since 2016, bro. So there are some silver linings on this team, but we just got to get the right coaches in here and the right plays. James Gregg, offensive line coach, not cutting it until we finally got the right group in there, right? You know, Meredith, 79.1% PFF grade. I don't usually go by PFF grades, but for Meredith to come in for the first time all season and do better than all the veterans we put in, like Whitehair, like Andres Pete, those dudes need to be cut, in my opinion. They should not be on this team. And there's guys in free agency that can come in and help us on this offense more than both of those guys. And those are guys that Luke GETSY wanted, right? Those were guys that Luke GETSY have had in his system before. So not only is Luke GETSY killing us by his play calling right now, but he's killing us with the guys that he brought in that he's trying to force us to play. And at least they finally went, hell no, with Cody Whitehair, because that dude was just killing us. You have Joe Philbin on the staff, 19 years experience. He's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach with Miami Dolphins. Were they great? Not so great, but I don't know if he was calling all the plays. I didn't do all that research yet. I'm just giving what I think should happen right now at this point. And like I said, it cannot be any worse than what we have. Let's see, Joe Philbin, what's he bring to the table? Damn, y'all can't see shit. This window sucks. Philbin entered his first season as senior offensive assistant with the Las Vegas Raiders. Bro, he's got to do something. Speak up. He brings 38 years coaching experience, including 5 seasons as head coach in the NFL. We just talked about that. No, come on, man. Just show me more. That's a lot more. 2010. Route to winning the Super Bowl, the Packers finished the NFL's 5th ranked passing offense, 257.8 yards per contest, making it the first time in franchise history that the Packers averaged 250 yards passing in back-to-back seasons. Why ain't this guy calling plays? Why isn't Joe Philbin? And I don't know why I can't make the... Hold up. I got to do something about this. Because y'all can't see that shit at all. Dude, that's what I got? Bear with me, bear with me. I know I got one that's better than that. Or not. Dude, all these suck. Alright, I need to get back to work and change some of these. I guess that's the best one we got. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. Do you think Joe Philbin should take over play calling? I said it's been more than quarterback all season long. Then the quarterback's a problem. I mean, I know, bro. I know. I get it. Right now it's the defense. Right now it's the coaching. I mean, yeah. We all thought they were going to be better. He getting all defensive. I know I was getting defensive. I thought you was going to come in here talking shit. And rub it in my face that we lost because of AOC. My bad. I apologize. I didn't mean to get all defensive. Him fumbling is not a coach. I mean, yeah, he fumbled in the preseason also. It's not on the coaches to hold the ball, but it's on the coaches to put the that's all, folks. to put the player in the best position to win, to make plays, right? You got to, as a coach, that is your job, is to have these guys prepared and put them in the best position to make plays and to build some kind of confidence, especially as a rookie. You don't put them in on a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 5 or whatever it was, a crucial 3rd down in a crucial game. We had just turned, we're trying to come back. We're trying to drive downfield, and it's a tough spot to put Dylan Labe in. They should have at least let him get a catch or two before they tried to throw him, let him run the ball. And in that situation, to me, that's just bad coaching to have that dude in there. Shout out Severe. What's good? Keep that same energy with Aiden that you had with Garner. Oh, I'm going to keep that same energy. I will keep that same energy. Don't worry. There will be still what's on film with Aiden O'Connell as the quarterback. If I don't get shut down, because somebody keeps reporting my shit. I didn't get flagged, but somehow it got taken down. So if I can do film breakdown, it'll be the same energy. Definitely the same energy. What else we got? We lost because they did not make adjustments. Well, I mean, we've seen that all season long, right? We haven't adjusted to anything. The only thing we really kind of half-ass adjusted to was the Ravens game that we had no chance of even being in. We adjusted in the 4th quarter a little bit. Gardner came alive, made some plays, but they also helped us out a lot in that Ravens game with penalties, with a 15-yard kick. There was a lot of reasons we got back in that game. So, I mean, we haven't been able to make adjustments at all, whether it be defense, whether it be offense. We come out with a hot game plan. Same thing with the Broncos with Gardner Minshew in there. We came out, we looked hot, and Luke Getsy went away from the play calling. But on film breakdown, there was still guys open, and we will check out film breakdown Thursday and see what it looked like with AOC. But I know it didn't look very good. He made some okay plays. He made some very, very dangerous throws that could have had this game go a whole nother direction and made us look really, really, really bad. But all right, back into this. I don't know why I can't read this shit at all. They also posted 45 points games during the regular season. The first time Green Bay accomplished that since 1983. From 2008 to 2009, yeah, see, I don't know. I think the game might have passed some of these guys by, is what I've been saying. Like, I think Philbon, the game is not what it was. I mean, I know it keeps repeating. History repeats itself. Sometimes it's a running league. Sometimes it's a passing league. If we could trade Garner for something, I would definitely like to see Carter Bradley on the 2nd string. He made some plays in preseason. I mean, he made a couple throws. He can run out of the pocket. He can get away from shit. He proved that he's mobile, way mobile than what we have, way mobile than Gardner Minshew, which is why we put him in, right? But who's going to trade for Gardner Minshew? Like, come on. I know Miami kind of needs a quarterback. We don't know if Tua's coming back. But who's going to take that dude? Come on. From 2008 to 2009, Philbon helped the Packers become the first team in league history to have over 4,000 yards passing. Yes, they had Aaron Rodgers. I know it's a big, big difference. But if you give Aiden O'Connell a pocket to throw in, he's proved he can pick teams apart and lead guys open. But you got to give him a pocket. And you got to give him at least a game to kind of get acclimated. The only receiver he knew that was out there that he's played with more than this preseason was Trey Tucker, and he got absolutely no. What did they throw it to him one time, I believe, or was it 0? I don't think we threw the ball to Trey Tucker one time, which is crazy because that was Aiden O'Connell was practicing all summer long with that dude. Why isn't there any plays called for who was our number one receiver at the time, because all our other receivers were hurt. So that was our number one receiver. They weren't aggressive enough on offense, in my opinion. They haven't been aggressive all year. Where is this physicality, ill intent, violence that AP keeps preaching? And we can say it's Luke GETSY, and we can blame it on the coaching staff, and we can blame it on the players, but he's the head coach, and it all starts with him. If he's not happy with what's going on, he has to take the reins, like he's been saying about the quarterback situation. He has to take a hold of those reins and say, bro, this ain't cutting it. Either you get it done, you change it up, we try it this way, or you're down the road, bro. Like, there's no time for that shit. If he wants to keep his job, he's got to start making some calls that this ain't going to cut it. Our run game is absolutely just treacherous. It's horrible, bro. There's high school offensive coordinators that could have better run games than what we have right now. They had a 1,200-yard rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver, Jennings, Donald Driver, in back-to-back seasons. So Philbon, to me, would be the guy that I would be like, look, bro, take the reins, step up. You know, you're assistant offensive dude. You got more experience than anybody. See what you can do. Or do we just put GETSY in the booth? Let me know in the comments. Do you think we give GETSY one shot in the booth next week and see if it helps the play calling at all? Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of answers, but I know something's got to happen, bro. We have to make changes, and we have to make changes fast. I don't want to stop sharing. You fuck. Why ain't this going away? Well, all right. Anyways. Let's get into the comments. The game. Wait, where we go? The game era is now past its time. Yeah. It seems like the case for these coaches. We weren't aggressive enough. I read that. Shout out for everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. He had one catch. I believe he tried to throw him a hitch that was almost... Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Thanks for that, Severe. Yeah. I didn't know that was to my boy, but yeah. DJ Turner pass was kind of crazy too in double coverage. That small man has springs. He jumped out of the stadium to catch that ball. Absolutely helping Aiden O'Connell. But hey, at least we have receivers that are willing to go make plays for him, because I didn't see any of these guys trying to make plays like that with the other quarterback. I think they just got frustrated. I think the whole locker room is frustrated with everything. And speaking of frustration, what do you guys think about Luke GETSY with the locker room? Because we hear all these reporters ask all these stupid questions, but they never ask, like, any of these guys, how do you feel about Luke GETSY? How do you feel about Luke GETSY's system? Nobody's talked about that. I want to know what the players think. Are they like us and thinking the dude's got to go, or something's got to make a change? Because it seems like they're just not gelling. They don't want to play for the guy. And last year, I know it was a new head coach change, a new offensive coordinator, and the players are playing their ass off to show that they're better than what they were with Dick Daniels as the head coach. I get all that. Unfazed, what's good? Chris Rader, what's good? I get all that shit, but how do they feel about this guy? Because if you don't like the guy or like the system, you're not going to go to bat or run through a brick wall like we're trying to get the players to do for Antonio Pierce, right? Put GETSY in the parking lot. I don't think he can see the field from there. He can't even see the field from standing on the sidelines. Marvin Lewis question. As what, offensive coordinator? I don't know. He's a defensive coach though, isn't he? Like, that's another AP. I don't know if that's going to be and play calling. But I guess if the playbook's already there and you just gotta be the one figuring out the plays at the right time, I guess his experience would be, I mean, the perfect spot for that, right? Put GETSY in the booth. I mean, we have to, if they're not going to fire him tomorrow, which I guess we'll find out tomorrow in the press conferences, if he's gone, but I don't think they're not going to fire him because there's no offensive coordinators that they can just bring in unless they bring him in through the staff. Rob Ryan is another guy. Who else? Let's go back to this. No, Antonio Pierce. Why can't I think of the dude's name? Scott Turner. You know, Scott Turner is Norv Turner's son, obviously, who was a brilliant offensive coordinator, not a great head coach, but a damn good offensive coordinator. And he's our passing game coordinator. And I thought our passing game has been the best aspect of this team on offense so far. You know, besides maybe a couple reverses here and there or some end arounds. Scott Turner's a guy that we could put in there as passing game coordinator. He's calling, you know, scouting these other teams on what plays to run on the offense. That's another guy. I'm sure his dad can help him out. He can have him on speed dial. Maybe bring daddy in as your assistant. There's other guys, bro. We have lots of experience. 13 years experience. Fred Walker is not a guy. This man, if anybody has to be fired, in my opinion, Cadillac Williams needs to get the hell out of Las Vegas, bro. You got to go. Like, I don't know what you've done for this running back room, but you made it the worst running back room in Raiders history, in my opinion. I can't remember, and let me know in the chat if you could remember a running back core for the Las Vegas Raiders since you've been alive that is worse than this one. And that all falls on Cadillac Williams. You're the running back coach. You're the one guy getting these guys prepared. You're the one that's getting them prepared not to fumble. You're the one that's teaching them the NFL for the rookies like Dylan Labe. That's all on Cadillac Williams. Now, you were a great running back, but as a coach, I mean, you were decent in Auburn. Look, Auburn was flying when he was there. But I don't know if these guys are vibing with, you know, they're not picking up what the dude's putting down. I absolutely not. And I think there definitely has to be a change at this running back coach position. Now, Tom Zeitz. I don't know much about Tom Zeitz. I know he has 4 years experience in the NFL. He came over with GETSY. He has 16 years experience total coaching. 12 of that is high school and college. Maybe hand the reins to this guy. I don't know. But I missed somebody in here. Oh, right here. Luke Steckel, the tight ends coach. Everybody on the offense loves this dude. They always talk about Luke Steckel, and it's not just the tight ends. The receivers have talked about him. The running backs have talked about him. This dude gets along with everybody in the locker room. First season with the Raiders. See if I can pull up any of this shit and read it. He joins the Silver and Black after spending one season as an assistant offensive line coach with the Chicago Bears. This is why I'm bringing this up. The man is now a special teams coordinator, or our tight end coach. He's worked with the offensive line. Steckel worked with the offensive line that paved the way for a rushing attack that ranked second in the NFL in rushing attempts, 534. Now, you could say this was all Justin Fields, and yes, most of it was, not going to lie. But rushing yards, 2,399 rushing yards, and 141.1 rushing yards per game. The Bears also ranked tied for first in big plays, 10 plus yards. We have one, or I think two, maybe three now, after the last game. We have 3 big plays rushing. They had 74 big rushing plays. Come on, man. Why isn't this guy getting looked at as offensive coordinator? 5th in rushing first downs, 137, and 2nd in yards per carry at 4.49. With Steckel's guidance, first-round draft pick Darnell Wright started all 17 games at right tackle and was named first-team All-Rookie and All-Pro. Prior to joining the Bears, Steckel spent 10 seasons with the Tennessee Titans in multiple roles. In 2002, he completed his 2nd season as tight end coach and helped, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that dude's name, lead all rookie tight ends in the NFL in receiving, which look what he's doing for Brock Bowers, bro. This dude is doing amazing for Brock Bowers. Hand him the reins and see if he can call more plays to get Brock Bowers, because Brock Bowers is just absolutely insane. Route running, catching the ball in his hands. Just his knowledge of the game for being a rookie is crazy. His blocking is getting better. And I think it's because of this guy right here. Ow. What else? Steckel also worked with tight end Austin Hooper, helping him finish 2nd all-team in receptions, 41, and 444 receiving yards. Steckel was promoted to tight end coach following 3 years as an offensive assistant. So the man has offensive assistant skills. He knows the tight ends. He's worked with some good tight ends. What did he do in 2020? Help tight ends. Steckel was part of an offense staff that helped the Titans rank 2nd in total offense, 396.4 yards per game. 2nd in rushing at 168 yards. And 3rd in scoring at 30 points per game. All right, case closed. Hire this dude. Put in Steckel. Let's just get it done. Sign on the dotted line. This is your guy right here. I don't know why my screen is so small. But Mr. Smiley, Luke Steckel. Not to be confused with Luke GETSY. But Luke Steckel, bro, has to be the guy going forward. If we don't go with Philbon or one of these guys. So let me know. Let me get back to these comments. Hey, Ryan, what else we got? Should have elevated Keaton instead of Bachman. I thought they did. I swear I looked at the report and it said Romeo Keaton was elevated from the practice squad. Why they didn't put him in the game, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go back and look, somebody, but I'm pretty positive it said that he was elevated. I think it was 3 wide receivers. Him, Bachman, not to be confused with Bachman Turner Overdrive. Some of y'all are way too young to probably get that. Raph in the building. What's good? What's good, my guy, Raph? Man, I need to talk to you after this. I got to email you about the show yesterday. The effing reps BS, though. Every momentum plays and touchdown. What? The bum-ass refs threw in a... Dude, we can't blame this on the refs. Guess... Pinna, what's good? My boy Robert in the building. Shout out. We cannot blame this on the referees. Yes, there were horrible calls. But it was you fell on the guy. If you fall on the guy with all your body weight, they're going to call that 99.9% of the time. The problem I had with it is he tried to stop. He had his hands up for a second, and then the guy, whoever was on the ground, grabbed both of their ankles. He had no choice but to fall on him. Yes, he probably could have turned his body and took the blow and fell sideways on his hip. But for a big man like that, maybe he's not agile enough to do that at the split second when somebody trips you. Maybe he's not that agile to turn and get away from the guy. So it was a bang call. I thought it definitely shouldn't be called. And then the other one they called on Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby pushed K. Lavon chasing down pretty much when he was trying to hold up the quarterback. MAXX Crosby came in flying. The play was already called. The whistle was already called, and they pushed him in the back. And Chason couldn't do anything, but he could have fell off of the quarterback. He definitely is agile enough that he could have got away and not fell on the guy. So, if you tell guys you're going to play with violence, physicality, and ill intent, what do you expect from these guys? The whole nation has been bitching, including myself, saying, where's this violence? Where's this physicality? Where's the ill intent? Where's the pain? But when they bring it, they get called for a penalty. So, I mean, like, it wanting one hand, shit in the other, bro. I don't know what to say with these guys. I don't know what else to do. Let me know in the comments. Y'all give me something. Give me something. What do you think about Diablo's statement after the edge rusher not holding hit their assignment? I believe he was talking about MAXX Crosby, if I'm being honest. I believe he was probably talking about MAXX Crosby, because there's a lot of times on rundowns where he's running to the quarterback and overrunning the run play. Yes, he is one of the greatest at tackles for loss, but look, Divine Diablo, no matter who he was talking about, shouldn't be talking about anybody, because this guy, until yesterday, I've said it over and over again, Divine Diablo all this year has not been, that dude couldn't tackle a mannequin in a department store. So his tackling has been absolutely horrible. So for him to speak on anybody on the team is just crazy. Yes, he had a good game finally, and maybe that time off, being injured, let him prepare or get rested or whatever it was. Because look, Antonio Pierce has been beating these guys to death in training camp. He told us, everybody said, all the reporters have said, they ran over 1,200 snaps in OTAs. That's the equivalent of almost a whole entire football season in OTAs. These guys are worn out. AP maybe went too far on having these double practices, having night practices, and maybe these guys are just, how many guys have had an off season where you have the equivalent to a whole entire season on snaps offensively and defensively? I can't think of many that could probably say that. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Divine Diablo was talking about somebody else, but from what I seen, there was a couple plays where they ran right at MAXX Crosby. And I don't know how he didn't make the tackle or where he was going, but he was running a stunt, or they knew he was running a stunt, because as soon as he started to go that way, they cut back and ran right to him, not once, but 3 times. And I'll break it down on what's on film if they allow me to play it without cutting my shit off. But yeah, I mean, that's who I think he was talking about. And like I said, that's crazy for him to to even talk about anybody. He's had one good game. By the way, severe unfazed refers to an ability to refuse to live with or without integrity. Sweet. I did not know that. Thanks for the update. That's pretty cool. I like it. Marvin Lewis would be a good idea for having Marvin Lewis would be a good idea for having Marvin Lewis. Some of y'all confuse me with your writing, bro. Call out the plays to be the Raiders. All right, yeah. I get what you're saying. Kind of took me a minute to process it, put it all together. I mean, Marvin Lewis is another guy. He's got all the experience. He's been a head coach. He's a defensive-minded guy. But I'm sure he can call some plays with the playbook that's already there and maybe add to it, change the run scheme, run the plays. Like, as a coach, your number one job as a head coach, like I coached football, coached basketball, I coached all my sons' stuff while he was growing up. You got to have the players ready. That is your job, is to have players ready to do their job. You have to know the guys know their job, and if they're not doing the job, you as a coach have to discipline them and hold them accountable. But the problem with that is we have no depth. Who are we going to take out? I heard somebody say I'm not even going to mention his name. You know the guy, he's all over Instagram. But sit Jack Jones? I mean, who are we putting in his place? To bench Jack Jones again is absolutely crazy, and there will be more on what's on film on Jack Jones because there was a couple plays, bro. I was like, what is this guy doing? What is he even out? Like, if you're not going to tackle, why are you out there? And yes, he's one of our best defensive corners. But, bro, corners got to tackle, too. He's starting to remind me a lot of Marcus Peters. And that's just horrible, bro. That's just horrible. Fire GETSY, sorry ass. Kendrick, what's good, what's good? Appreciate you. If this is your first time pulling up, never seen you in here before. Freddie Chavez, what's good, what's good? Salute. If y'all just came in, salute. Till I get to the bottom and see your name. Sorry, I'm way behind in this chat. That's an exasteric measure that you applied to the word unfazed. That's how it's interpreted. I don't even know what the hell that word is, bro. But I'm impressed that you could spell it because I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that shit. Sorry. I did not read on a 12th grade level. I guess. I don't know. Raider Nation for live. What's good? What's good? Salute my brother. Thanks for pulling up. Salute Nation. Welcome him to the chat. Raider fans since 1976. Raiders always had a decent running back room. 100%. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember a worse one. Like, even when we had McFadden and he was hurt all the time, our backups came in and still played way better than these guys we got right now. Way better. I kick ass for the nation that will remain unfazed. My guy, shout out. Hold on, let me get this. That deserves a wink, wink, chicken wink. Yeah, there you go. Protect the shield. What's good? What's good? Ray Love. What's good? Damn, who else is in here? Hold on, let me check. All right, got all y'all. Now I gotta find my place back where I was. Nice, found it. Got that one. Man, let me know in the comments. Let me know. Give me something. Offensive coordinator. What do we do? Do we put GETSY in the booth? Do we go with one of these guys like Luke Steckel that he brought over that's a lot younger, that maybe could be an innovative? It seems like he's pretty innovative with the tight ends. He gives tight ends the best at all of his tight ends. He has offensive assistant coordinating experience. The Raiders had the worst running game since 2007. That's damn. Is it that bad? Is it that bad? That's pretty bad. Hey Siri, who were the running backs for the Raiders in 2007? Sorry, my brain is fried, bro. I can't remember, but that far back, I smoked way too many trees. I ain't even gonna lie. Wait, we had Justin Fargas, dog. What are you talking about? I love Justin Fargas. That was my dog. And Justin Griffin as fullback? That's all we had? Well, that explains it. Come on, man. My man had 222 rushes for 1,009 yards, bro. Justin Fargas ran for 1,000 yards. You can't call that bad. That's way better than any of these guys are going to do. I guarantee you that shit. We ain't getting nowhere near it. They'll be lucky if they get to 500, either one of these guys. Don't say that word again. Damn, bro, you hit me with the dictionary. That's a little bit. I know, you did hit me with a dictionary. That shit hurt like hell. Trying to pull out words, make me look stupid over here. I heard if you live by dog principles, life will never defeat you, aka phase you. bro, I'm gonna disagree with that because I've lived by dog principles my whole life, and life has defeated me a couple times. But I guess I got back up, so I guess I had that dog in me, right? As long as you get back up. The Raiders had the worst. I just said that. The fuck? What up, chat? Terrible offense once again. Same issues. So what's your fix, Moneybags? Shout out on that 5-teamer you hit. Nice. If you're still in the chat, Chris, what do we do? Let me guess. It's the quarterback. Ray Love in the building. What's good, my brother? All right, these are all just welcoming everybody. Let's get to this. Unfazed. The rest were Pittsburgh 12th man. No shit. Putting the team in obvious passing play in impossible situations with flags and BS. I mean, when you take away an interception from a guy that really, really needed that interception to get back in the graces of the fans the way he's been playing lately, it really, really hurt. And it took the sales out of the team. I mean, to me, that flag, it looked like somebody just took a needle and popped the balloon very, very slowly. And it didn't, not enough to make it fly off all crazy, just to barely let the air out of that shit. That's what it looked to me like. They let the sales out after that pick was called back because the defense, yes, they weren't playing good. Yes, they were on skates, but they came up big when it mattered. And then you get a stupid mistake to bring that shit back, bro. That's just ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Anything else? Marvin Lewis, here we go. Marvin Lewis is not an offensive coordinator. I know, he's a defensive guy. That's what I was saying. But he can't do worse, right? He's been a head coach. He knows offenses. The playbook's already there. You just got to call the plays at the right time. But no, I would much rather go with one of these offensive guys like Luke Steckel. I don't know if you missed it. But Luke Steckel, bro, is my top candidate right now to replace Luke GETSY. Just push him to the side if he doesn't work out in the booth. But for this man to say already has told Antonio Pierce, I don't want to go in the booth. I'm better on the field, and he's still not in the booth. Who's running this team, bro? Whose team is this? If your offensive coordinator is absolutely ass with 2 different quarterbacks, 4 different running backs, 12 different offensive linemen, and your shit is still ass, and you tell your head coach that you don't want to go up in the booth, like, who's running the ship? Who's running the ship? Hire Hugh Jackson, bro. I would love to bring Hugh Jackson back as offensive coordinator. That's it. He's got some innovative playability. I think he had too much pressure when he was head coach for the Raiders. But look what he did with, come on, that team wasn't the greatest. I mean, he had some weapons, but that team was not the greatest. And he went 8-8, bro. That's respectable as hell, right? To go 8-8 as head coach, it's respectable in my book. A coach needs to find other teams' weaknesses. You can't be stubborn in your ways. Like, bro, that comes down to the passing game coordinator. That comes down to the run game coordinator, the defensive run game coordinator. I don't know who these guys are. We will get to it in a minute. We're still on the offense. Maybe I should move a little faster. I apologize. But there you go, unfazed. Salute to Hugh Jackson, right? Bro, Hugh Jackson would be nice. It would be nicer to fire Tom Telesco and give the man that helped AP get this job, Champ Kelly, the job he should have already got, in my opinion. Champ Kelly should be the general manager for this team. And I think it pissed off a lot of players and some coaches and some higher ups and some, alumni that really, really liked Champ Kelly, dude. Like, I did. I thought what he did in a short amount of time with him and AP, that they were making moves. They brought in guys like Jack Jones, not looking so great at the moment, but it was last year. They brought in, who else did they bring in? They brought in somebody else to help the team. I can't remember. Let me know in the chat if you know. Aladdin, what's good? What's good? Salute. Shout out for coming in. Artificial, shout out. Never seen either one of y'all in here. Shout out. Fire Luke Getsy. We are on that train, bro. You came to the right place. Who would you put in Luke Getsy's place? I mean, if you're going to come in here and say we got to fire guys, you have to give me guys that we can replace them with, right? Because you can't just fire a guy and not have somebody to take his spot. So that's what the whole point of this show is we're trying to find who can take that spot, who's going to fill those shoes if they do fire Luke Getsy. And how bad is it going to look on the organization to fire a guy that you brought in saying was the guy and he doesn't even make it half a season? That looks bad on whoever's pulling those strings. And if it was Tom Telesco or if it was Antonio Pierce or even the group that made the decision to bring in Luke Getsy and then you fire him now, it's going to look bad. So, like I said, let me know in the chat. Let me know. LV-R Live. What's good? What's good? Shout out. Y'all check out his channel, LV-R Live. I don't have nobody to put links in here. Y'all check out Chris also and Leo. Forgot to say that. Go check out their channels. They are both content creators, make fire content. If Luke Getsy gets fired tonight or tomorrow, you should go live. If Luke Getsy gets fired, well, how am I going to get notified, though? Who's going to text me? Because I'll probably be asleep, bro. But if he gets fired, I will go live as soon as I find out. I promise. I promise. No matter what I'm doing, whether it's on my phone, the laptop, the tablet, if Luke Getsy gets fired, I will go live. But y'all got to promise to pull up. Because I can't go live and talk to myself. It just don't cut it for me, bro. We hired Art Shell to come back. We hired John Gruden to come back after being out of the game. Now Hugh Jackson. As an offensive coordinator, I'm not saying bring Hugh Jackson back as the head coach, but he can't hurt as an offensive coordinator. I mean, you have to agree. I guess you don't have to agree. Maybe you don't like Hugh Jackson, but Hugh Jackson had a pretty good offense. I don't know if he was the offensive coordinator, it was all his, or who was running it, but it wasn't bad. And like I said, he had not a very good team to go 8-8, and he got the short end of the stick, kind of like Antonio Pierce is going to get if they don't get rid of Luke Getsy or bring in somebody to help this man out, bro. Oh, maybe I read it wrong. I thought you were kind of, because we brought back Gruden, we brought back Art Shell, now bring back Hugh. I mean, yeah, it worked out, right? The second time for Art Shell wasn't the, which one was better, the first or I can't remember, bro. I'm so old. But yeah, one of the times didn't work out very good for Art Shell, and one of the times didn't work out very good for Gruden, but it helped build some of this team, like some of the draft picks. And yes, everybody says he wasn't good at drafting, and Mike Mayock was horrible at drafting. Salute, Tatted Raider. What's good? What's good? But there's guys on this team that are still performing, and one of them, leader of this team. So, man, I don't know. We got to bring in somebody. We got to do something. But he hasn't been in the league for some time. Yeah, but he's still involved in football. I don't know what he's doing right now, but wasn't he in college? Somebody in the chat, let me know if you know. Let me ask Siri if she knows. Hey, Siri, where is Hugh Jackson working right now?
Here's what I found.
Oh, all they got is Instagram photos. He might be out of a job. So there you go. Call the man up. Yeah, he's been out of football for a while, but look, there's already a playbook established in place like there was when Bo Hardegree took over. And Bo Hardegree, like him or not, I thought was very innovative. Like I said, Jacoby Myers had 2 passing touchdowns last year. You know, plays like that, rolling Aiden O'Connell out of the pocket, which I thought was absolutely crazy at the time, but, you know, ended up working with the Jets and Michael Mayer touchdown to win the game. We need young guys, bro. We need young, innovative coaches. And I know Antonio Pierce brought on all these old guys because he was inexperienced and he needed somebody to lean on. But you got to have a younger mix. We need to mix it up. Like, some of these guys are just too old, and the game has passed them by, in my opinion. And like you said, yes, Hugh Jackson's been out of the game for a long time, but he's still younger than Phil Bond. Way younger than Phil Bond. Some of these guys, you know, Rick Scangarello is another guy who can take over play calling or offensive coordinating. He was kind of big on Aiden O'Connell. He talked a lot about Aiden O'Connell. Maybe he can do something with him. But until we get a run game, bro, like, until we can stop the run and run the ball, this team is still going to have major, major issues, and it's not going to get fixed anytime soon. I thought he said Todd Marinovich. I was like, stop playing. There will also be Todd Moken. See, that's how I was going to throw that name in there too, but I don't know. Brian Flores, Belichick, possibility, Gruden. Who I would take back right now. Gruden had 10 and 12 offense every year with the lesser talent and no defense. You know, John Gruden did a lot with no defense. I thought when we finally got a defense, they got rid of him. My 2 cents. You know, I thought Bradley's defense wasn't very bad, but once they got rid of Gruden, he got the boot. And the defense was kind of looking better than Patrick Graham's is right now, to be honest. Like, Patrick Graham's defense has only been good for the 7, 8 games, whatever, 9 games. Antonio, what would he go, 5-4? So 9 games Antonio Pierce coached last year. That's the only time that Patrick Graham's offense, our defense, has been good since he's been in Las Vegas. And right now, bro, it's looking bad. I don't know. I know there's a lot of issues with personnel. There's nothing you can do about that. It's next man up and the depth. Raiders only allowed 1 sack yesterday, which is decent against Steelers rush. Absolutely. We talked about DJ Glaze. No pressures on TJ Watt, which is the first time since 2016 that whoever he's going against doesn't allow pressures. That's absolutely huge for our rookie, and that was one of the pluses I talked about. Kind of the only plus, really, for the game. Except for the first drive. If y'all haven't watched it, go back and check it out. My instant reaction for the first drive might have been carried away. Might have been. I was yelling, screaming, talking shit. What offensive line problems? What running back problems? What quarterback problems? And then after the first drive, we were absolutely ass. I'd fire Patrick Graham before anybody promote Marvin Lewis and Rob Ryan. Absolutely. See, now you're talking. Now somebody is speaking my language. Because Rob Ryan's defense would be way, way, way better than Patrick Graham's. That's just my opinion. That man is a defensive guru. And yes, he's old, but I don't think the game has passed you by on defense. It's way different than offense. Like, you know, offense changes all the time. Like we said, one year it's a passing league, 1 year it's a rushing league. Defense is pretty much the same thing. Well, now they got too high. Everybody run this too high shit where it's hard to pass on. So definitely would be great defensive coordinator. But I don't think they're going to get rid of Patrick Graham. And if they did get rid of Patrick Graham, I think Antonio Pierce would want to take over play calling abilities on the defense. I mean, that's just me. If I was the head coach of a team and they fired their defensive coordinator and I was a defensive minded head coach and we couldn't get guys to tackle or do their job, I would definitely want to take over some kind of play calling abilities. Will he do that? Probably not, bro. I don't see anybody getting fired this year. I think they're gonna wait it out till next year, and then they'll cut ties with everybody. But man, sorry, MAXX Rebel. I agree. Gruden was good. What? Oh, if you get Gruden, a good DC with Gruden as head coach and a young OC and put. But see, that's the problem with Gruden though, is how much play calling ability. You know, we had Greg Olson. Come on, that didn't work at all. Some of the coaches he brings in is not very bueno, bro. Gruden winning with the talent we have, aka Bowers, Adams, Tucker. I mean, yeah, we got all the talent. Etc. is a coach guru, can call offense himself. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not big on the Gruden thing because I'm not very good at letting shit go. And the fact that he went over to Tampa Bay and just dog walked us in the Super Bowl just shows me that how much he cared for this franchise when he was here. Do we really want him back? Do we really want him back? I mean, come on. Belichick with a young assistant to help Bill now with the players like what? Nowadays. Will revive pimp ass Belichick. Bro. You got me fucked up somehow. I don't know. I misread the hell out of that. But Belichick is coming to Las Vegas. I'm saying that right now. I'm just fucking. Somebody don't screen that shit. But really, Belichick is probably on his way to Vegas. He's probably booking a flight, looking for a house. Because if Tom Brady gets this part ownership, he is going to have a major part in this team. And it's going to be a way bigger part than people imagine. Mark Davis don't know shit about football. We know that. That's a fact. We don't have to. What the fuck just happened? Oh, we don't have to bring that up. We know that man does not know shit about football, but he's a smart businessman, and a smart businessman is going to sell part of the team to a man that knows a lot about football and wants to win with the Raiders. But does he really like Antonio Pierce? This is the thing. And I shouldn't even be talking about this. Greg, what's good? What's good? Thanks for showing up. Just might try to get Belichick. They probably should. I mean, if they were smart, who wouldn't go get Belichick? Look what he did for the Patriots. I mean, yeah, you could say maybe his time's passed him up too. And maybe it was Josh McDaniels and his chemistry and the defensive coordinator all in one. But nobody will ever know unless they give Belichick another shot to bring in more coaches and see if he's still that guy. But I believe if Tom Brady takes over some kind of ownership with this team, that he's looking for a Mike Vrabel or a Belichick, because those are guys that he admires, that he looks up to, that he cares a lot about, that he knows a lot about, that is still friends with. So if you bring in, if this happens, mark my words, this might be a hot take. Somebody record this shit. Belichick or Vrabel will end up probably being the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. It's not if, it's probably when. I don't want Belichick. I don't want Vrabel. But when you bring Tom Brady in and give him power, he's either going to help this team or he's going to run it into the ground. But you can't run it into the ground any more than it is. Kind of like we've been talking about with our running back room. But the Patriot way might be back in Las Vegas. That's why I didn't want Tom Brady here in the first place, because this is my thing with Tom Brady. Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl to Antonio Pierce. Right? You think he's got over that shit? Come on. I talked about this too with Tom Telesco. You don't think there's some kind of still a little bit of animosity that Tom Telesco doesn't have a job with the Chargers because Antonio Pierce and the Las Vegas Raiders put a stomping on that ass and drug him through the mud and put 63 points on him? Because that's when he got fired. That's when the coach got fired. That's when everybody got fired. There's got to be, you can't tell me you can get over something like that in a half a season. But money changes everything, right? And winning changes everything, but we're not winning. And I don't believe Antonio Pierce is put in the right position when you bring in a guy that he got fired to be over him. It's just not, it never looked good from the beginning to bring in Tom Telesco. Yes, he had an amazing draft. Yes, Brock Bowers is going to be the shit for a long, long time. But it never looked good for the Raiders to go with the guy that Antonio Pierce just got fired. And now you're going to bring in Tom Brady. Like, all odds are against Antonio Pierce right now. Tom Brady, I don't know. Maybe they are best friends. Maybe him and AP are great. But I'm telling you, if somebody cost me a Super Bowl, I wouldn't get. Who could get over losing a Super Bowl? And now you're going to go work with the guy and keep him as your head coach when you get in charge of business decisions. At least Belichick would have had the defense tackling, not getting bitched almost every run play. That I can't say that. I'm going to have to disagree because I don't know that Belichick or anybody can make these guys have the want to. Look, tackling in defense is a mindset, bro. That's not a technique. I mean, yeah, you got to have technique, but you're taught that shit in fucking kindergarten and in Pop Warner and JV in high school and college. You're taught how to tackle. You're taught how to make plays. You're taught how to break down. You're taught how to put your shoulder into the player, get your head out of the way, unlike Nate Hobbs did, just ran with his head straight down in the dude's chest. That was a great tackle. I mean, it was a great hit, but it could have been a hit that dislodged the ball if he would have just used his shoulder and got his head out of the way, but he went head first. And somebody is not telling these guys how to tackle, but they should already know. And if you ever played football or basketball or baseball, when you get tired, when you get down, or wrestling, when you get beat over and over and over and over again, you go back to what you learned or how you learned, and technique goes out the window, bro. You're fighting for your life. And when you're fighting for your life, technique is the last thing that you're trying to think about. So, man, it's a lot. It's a lot on these coaches. It comes down to coaching, getting players ready, but it's a mentality. It's a mindset like Max Crosby has, like Robert Spillane has. Not everybody's built like these guys. Not everybody is a defensive player. That's why there's receivers that would be great corners, but they can't tackle worth a shit. That's why there's corners that would be great receivers because they're fast and explosive, but they can't catch the ball. That's why they play defense. A lot of them don't play defense because they want to hit guys. Like, some people are just put there, and you would think in the NFL, coming up your whole life playing defense, that to make it to the NFL, you'd have to have that mentality. But money changes everything, bro. Money changes people. And when you get that bag that you've finally been trying to get your whole life, mentalities change. People change. People make business decisions. And we have a lot of guys making business decisions right now. And that will be broke down on What's on Film Thursday. Check it out. Don't miss it. It'll probably get cut off again because somebody keeps flagging me. But we're going to pull it up and run with it until it gets cut off. Look at the Patriots with Belichick. They absolutely suck now. Yeah, but they have a new head coach and a whole. They're rebuilding that team from the ground up, bro. They're completely in rebuild mode, which I was in denial. I'm not gonna lie, I was in denial this year because Antonio was handed a pretty damn good football team. Let's be honest with ourselves. This man was handed a top 10 defense. Or he helped improve it to a top 10 defense, but he was handed a defense that was capable of being a top 10 or a top 5 defense with the right coaching, or, you know, the coaching being let loose or whatever the case is. Offense, same thing. We had stars all over the offense. They let Josh Jacobs go, but we still have Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, who can be a 1 on a lot of teams. Trey Tucker, who's up and coming. Brock Bowers. I mean, we have weapons galore, but we can't put all that shit together. Excuse me. And if you can't put all that shit together, it's going to be a bad year. I know Belichick is horrible. I know the Patriots are horrible. But like I said, they're in a rebuild mode. I thought we were not. I was in denial. But we have to be in rebuild mode. Because there's a lot of players that should be signed. Because we have the money to sign them right now that they're not signing. So that tells me that Tom Telesco is looking to just blow this whole thing up. There's guys that are not performing to their capabilities. And there's guys that are worried, and it looks like they're playing for their jobs, playing scared. Don't want to get hurt because maybe they think they're not going to be here next year. And if they're hurt, teams aren't going to sign them, right? There's a lot of situations we have to look at, a lot. They have a good quarterback in Drake May. They will probably be good again in a couple years. That depends on the head coach. You know, it's another head coach like Antonio Pierce. Yes, he has more experience. Yes, he was groomed under Belichick. But it depends on drafts. It depends on drafts. Salary cap. A coach doesn't make a team. Players don't make a team. You have to have the salary cap. You have to have the right coaches, the right players, everybody to buy into the system and gel. And Belichick obviously does that. Look at his Super Bowl rings. Vrabel, I don't know. But I'm telling you, if Tom Brady gets the reins and has say over this, and Antonio Pierce don't start winning very, very quickly, I don't see him being here next year. I don't see anybody on this coaching staff being here next year. And I don't see a lot of these players like Nate Hobbs, Divine Diablo. I mean, look, I don't know when his contract's up. Jack Jones, is it next year? Is it end of this year? There's a lot of players that we thought should be brought back that are probably not going to be brought back just because of the way they're playing right now. If it's 1 or 2 players, you can say as players. If the whole defense can't tackle, that's 100% coaching, not just the players, right? And it's, again, it comes back to that mentality. Like, you have to want to tackle. You have to want to beat the man in front of you more than you want a paycheck, right? That's what it comes down to, is you have to have pride in yourself to not get beat by the man in front of you, whether you're playing corner, whether you're playing guard, whether you're a running back. Our running backs go down after one hit. I don't know how many times, shoestring tackles. They have no fight, bro. This team lost all fight. It's lost its fight. And people say, oh, this is the gritty Raiders. They never go away. Is that true? Do they really never go away? Because to me, in the second half, except for one game against the Ravens, we went away coming out in the second half after the first drive in the second half. And it's been the first drive of every second half. All GMD, what? Egotistical shit aside, team was better under him. Sorry, these fucking letters are small. Team was better than him. And then they are right now. The offense was better than the defense tackling. That's how bad it's gotten. Bro, no. I disagree with you again, LVR. Like, they were not better under Josh McDaniels. We lost 8 games where we had the lead in the fourth quarter. How can you say our defense was better and they were better at tackling, bro? Yes, he did a lot for this team, and a lot of the players that he brought in and coached and groomed are on this team. But we were absolutely horrible with that dude. Like, we had our trash. Our run game was okay, but we ran the ball 30 times a game. People are forgetting that. We ran the ball 30 times a game almost with Josh Jacobs. We're running the ball like 17 or 18 times a game right now. That's a big, big difference in production, in carries. And just look at the games we've played. Has any of these running backs came out hot and ran for 100 yards or 70-yard plays or 60-yard plays? No. They do it in the second half. the third quarter, the fourth quarter, they start making these big ass plays because our defense is tired because they're smacking the shit out of them because they're not giving up on their game plan. And AP's game plan is to be smack mouth, smash mouth, physicality, ill intent. And they go away from that every time. They start out with it and then they go away from it every single time. I read that already. Offensive points per game, 28th. Rushing yards, 31. Passing, 16th. Bro, I know the stats. First down, 22nd. Third down conversions, 28th. Bro. Fourth down conversions, 30th. I mean, yeah. And it starts with putting your guys in position to make plays. You can't pass behind the line of scrimmage twice on every possession and run the ball. Or on every drive, run the ball on first down, second down, pass on third down. That shit's never going to work. There's no flow. There's no continuity. There's no gel to the system. It's stagnant, bro. It's stagnant. They have one good play, and then they can't do shit for 5 plays in a row. They're getting minus yards, tackles for loss, tackled behind the line of scrimmage because all the plays are behind the line of scrimmage. I don't think we ran an end around last week. Did we run one reverse or end around? Like, that was our bread and butter the week before. Or the week before that against Cleveland. It helped us against the Broncos score also. And then we go away from it. So why are we constantly going away from what's working? That is the major problem. It's we get a lead, shit works, and we get complacent, and we start playing not to lose. And these coaches are coaching not to lose their jobs. The players are playing not to lose their jobs. AP is coaching not to lose his job. And somebody just needs to pat him on the shoulder and be like, look, the job is yours, but it's your job to lose. You already have it. You shouldn't be worrying about losing it. You should be worrying about making plays to keep what you have. And that is the problem we're having right now that I see is everybody's playing not to lose their job. We're behind. The nation's going crazy. The fans are going crazy. Everybody wants AP's neck. They want GETSY's neck. And we can't keep firing coaches, bro. We can't keep firing coaches year after year after year, every year. You give a coach one season and you fire him. You give him a season and a half and you fire him. We're going to continue to be bad for a long, long, long time. So we have to ride it out with this dude or blow it up. Go get a guy like Belichick or one of these high paid, impressive superstar coaches that are out there, which tell me who they are because I don't know, or offer Ben Johnson the world to try to leave. I mean, yeah, most people are going to want a head coaching job. Cowtown Luda, what's going on? What's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Most head coaches our offensive coordinators are going to jump on a chance to be a head coach. So if the Raiders were to go offer a guy like Ben Johnson, or who's the other dude I was talking about? Shit. You mentioned in the chat, but I don't even think he has a job right now. Oh yeah, Bobby. What the fuck was it? Oh, Bobby Slowick has a job. Who's the other dude? No, that's some shit else. Anyway, Cowtown Luda, what do we do? What do we do? What's your suggestions? Do we fire Luke GETSY? Do we go with one of these guys on our staff? I didn't want to fire AP, but should fire Luke GETSY. I don't know. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I like what AP has done. Trying to change the culture with the discipline facts. And yes, last week is not a good time to bring this up at all. But other than that, penalty-wise, we have been a very, very disciplined team. Tackling-wise, we've been trash. Trash, no discipline, absolutely no technique. Gap integrity, which Max Crosby talked about, Divine Diablo talked about, is a huge, huge thing. and we talked about this before the season even started on this channel, or at least I did, is for the offensive line and the defense, when the offensive line was having problems, is you have to believe in the guy next to you, the guy behind you is going to do their 111. And I think the stars on this team are trying to do too much, thinking guys aren't going to be in their place. And guys aren't in their place. And a lot of it is Max Crosby was out of place a lot in this game. Now, I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if it's where they're trying to put him. I don't know if it's like I just said, he's trying to do too much and trying to be all over the field. But when they're running at your number one player on defense and in the franchise constantly, that just looks bad, bro. That looks bad for the team. That looks bad for the coaching staff. For the defensive coordinator. And everybody talking this crazy shit about trade Max Crosby to the Lions, let him go back home. I don't know why people just don't listen. Max Crosby don't want to leave. He wants to make it work here. He don't want to be a quitter. He wants to be here. But you got to put him in situations and give him guys that want to be here and make shit work also. And right now, bro, we are not doing that. We need real head coach with experience to fix this team. Oh, I know. Oh, AP's not the guy? Bro, we know. We're starting to see this. He needs to go after this season. I don't think he's going to be here after this season. I really don't. I don't see him making it through this season unless he turns it around really, really fast. Yeah, Todd Monken. See, I would jump on that right now. Just be like, bro, come in and do what you can do. Like, if you can get him right now, get rid of GETSY, because we all know GETSY was not even the second option. He was our third option. I don't know who the second was. Oh, the dude, the fuck's his name that just went to the Saints. I was talking about him earlier. I can't think of his name. But yeah, GETSY was not even the second option, bro. He was the third option on the totem pole. And halfway through the season, you have to just say, this dude ain't cutting it. He's not the guy. But like Caltown Luda said, Antonio Pierce is in the same position because he's not. What is he doing? I've talked about this on this channel over and over again. What is his job besides a cheerleader and getting guys ready to play, which he's failed to do, obviously, in all these games? What is his job? AP hits adversity in his true color show. What you mean by calling out the players or calling out coaching staff? Elaborate. What you mean on that, my guy? I don't know. Like, I seen a different AP. Like, I seen a different AP as soon as we started losing. But then when we win, he gives the guys 2 days off. Like, that's a friend to me. That's trying to be on the guy's good side. And I think that's how he got this job. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be 100% transparent, keep it a buck, 100, a bean, whatever the hell you want to call it. But really, Antonio Pierce got this job by buddying up to the players and getting them and the fans to vouch for him to be hired. Like, we all know Max Crosby was going to leave. Devontae Adams was going to leave. Now Devontae still wants to leave. So it was the players that he got buddy with that wanted him here. And I don't think they want him gone. I don't think he's lost their locker room. Maybe not all of it, maybe some of it. But like I said, I'm not in there. I don't want to speculate on that. But it seems like he's lost some of it. Jack Jones for one. So they can tire Max out. Max and Tyree are the best two for the run team right now. It's defensive tackle since Wilkins was out. This has gotten even worse. Tyree Wilson is not our second best run defense, bro. That dude has not done nothing. He has 5 tackles in 6 games. They're putting him in the wrong position. Yes, I guarantee you that. I'll agree with you on that. He should be on the inside, especially with Wilkins out. He should be on the inside more. They need to stop putting him on the outside. They need to leave that to Clavon Chasen. Like, I think that dude has just been getting better and better the 2 games he played. Charles Snowden is, as you can see on the cover of this live, Charles Snowden is the guy behind Jack Jones. And behind that is Paul Amau, Trayvon Morig, and a couple of linebackers that weren't on the screen. But why are these guys behind Charles Snowden, bro? Charles Snowden and number 90, whatever the hell was on, I don't know. Look at the thumbnail, but I forgot who was on there. But the two guys are defensive linemen that are behind Jack Jones, and they almost beat Jack Jones to the running back. They chased him all the way down the field. These are guys we need to have. Usually you would see Max Crosby running all the way down the field on plays like that. But you know where Max Crosby was? He was laying on his back on that play because he got held, no call, then got spun around, then had his jersey ripped up over his shoulder, and that will be on what's on film too, and was tackled and laying on his back, bro. So, yeah, again, refs, horrible. Effort, horrible. But when you got defensive linemen that are beating your safeties down, who are your last line of defense, how's our last line defense become our defensive linemen, bro? That's just sad. That's effort. That's guys not willing to make the plays necessary. And Jack Jones, too, a couple times, that dude had a wide open hit, like I was talking about Trayvon Morig doing, and not throwing his shoulder in there. But maybe he heard my live and somebody pointed it out to him, because Trayvon Morig has been hitting people. He's been laying the wood. But Jack Jones hasn't. There was 3 plays where he ran up, walked back up, then tried to rip out the ball because he thought the guy was going to be tackled. And you're just letting other guys trying to make tackles. They came out of piles 5 times in that game. There was guys wrapped up in a pile with guys surrounding them, and somehow they ran out of it. Like, I can't imagine how that happens. But that's mindset, bro. That's mindset. That's that dog. You have to have that dog. And there's a lot of guys on this team that are showing me they don't have the dog that we thought, or at least I thought. Bro, I expected this to be, I know there's been injuries, but I expected this defense to be top 5, not top 10. Even losing Malcolm Kuntz, I still thought we had enough depth that we could get pressure on these quarterbacks where our corners didn't have to cover like they're having to cover again for 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, bro. Because these quarterbacks are just running all over. And now we got a quarterback coming up that's going to stand in the pocket like Aiden O'Connell and try to pick us apart. Man, another game that could get absolutely ugly, bro. Absolutely ugly. Tyree was ranked 5th versus the run against Carolina and has the highest rated player on Raiders D run against Cleveland. I don't know how, bro. Look at his hold up. I'm going to pull this shit up, dude. Look at his tackles. I don't know how you could rate somebody. I mean, what, for scaring them? For making them run the opposite way? Bro, PFF, I don't, if you're talking about a PFF grade, bro, I'm not going by that, because their grades are absolutely horrible sometimes. You know, Aiden O'Connell threw 1 pick and they have him ranked 37.6 PFF grade. Come on, man. So, yeah, I can't go with that shit. Raiders roster, where is the roster? What's good? Raiders.com/roster. This is why I need mods. But yeah, bro, like, he's last on the team in tackling. He's making absolutely no effort to tackle people. He had a wide open hit on the quarterback last week. Who were we playing last week? Not the Broncos. In the Cleveland game, wide open hit on Deshaun Watson. And when he got to him, he turned his body sideways instead of hitting him, and he hadn't thrown the ball yet. That man is way too big to be timid and scared to hit people. Pierce on Raiders quarterback play. Aiden was Aiden. Fucking guy wouldn't have a job if Aiden wasn't Aiden. Salute to that. That's 100% facts. Last year. And it wasn't Hoyer or Garoppolo. Bro, Devontae won it out last year because of those shitty-ass quarterbacks that Dick Daniels brought in. And he was good with Aiden O'Connell. You could see I have plenty of plays where he's running over, hugging Aiden O'Connell after he threw the touchdown. Aiden wasn't running up to him. He was running up to him. And even, who was it? One of the reporters said today on one of the shows, or maybe it was yesterday, maybe I'm a day behind, but Devontae Adams has a chance of staying because he really likes playing with Aiden O'Connell and likes Aiden O'Connell. And I've talked about this a million times. The reason Devontae wanted out was because they went with Gardner Minshew, and we all know that. And people could say you're crazy, that's bullshit, but man, I'm telling you, he was not happy with the quarterback situation. He vouched for Aiden last year. He talked him up on the Shay show with Shannon Sharp. He's talked him up on Up and Adams. The man likes Aiden O'Connell. We all know that. Tyree was ranked. Oh, I already got that one and that one. But will they keep Devontae around? Will Devontae stay? Will he go? I'm at the point where I really don't care no more about Devontae. I'm tired of Devontae talk. I know he's a diva, but I know he's great. So it's like wanting one hand, shit in the other. Do you want a player that people say quit on your team and can help improve this team? Because, look, we all know this offense needs Devontae Adams. Aiden O'Connell needs Devontae Adams. Our running backs need Devontae Adams. He's going to bring double teams. He's going to catch balls that nobody on this team is going to catch. Pause if you have to. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. But I believe Devontae put himself in a position by saying, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. Well, guess what, mofo? You don't want to be here, supposedly, and guess where you're at? Still in Las Vegas. I tried to say, bro, that prima donna shit doesn't work. A player doesn't get to demand because he's great or because he thinks he's great where he gets to play. Nobody has that pull, bro. Nobody has that pull. So do you see now? Absolutely no one is pulling AP strings. He's doing all this dumb shit on his own. Yeah, yes, definitely. The not challenging the touchdown in the first half, Aiden drives us down. There's 12 seconds left on the clock, and he calls a fucking timeout instead of spiking the ball when everybody was up to the line. There was one fucking player, excuse my language, there was one flipping player that was lagging behind. Big fat ass Colt Miller, offensive lineman, that we were waiting to get back up to get to the line of scrimmage. But everybody else was to the line. With 12 seconds, you have plenty of time to spike the ball, even run one more play to the sideline. And if it's a caught, you're out of bounds. If it's not caught, it's incomplete. And it doesn't matter. But we still had a chance to kick a field goal at the half. But he uses the timeout that we needed if we would have got up there to call timeout to kick the field goal. You can't kick a field goal in even 30 seconds. You can't get all those guys on the field. If you don't have a timeout, no matter how much time is left on the clock, you're not getting the guys out there to kick that field goal unless it's like a minute and a half or some shit crazy, which we didn't have. So, yeah, dumb coaching has bit us in the ass. Should if he had challenged the ball, challenged the play for the touchdown that led to a fumble the very next play? Yes. Should he have went in a huddle instead of a no huddle and a hurry up offense on the 1 yard line instead of giving the ball to Amir Abdullah? Fucking absolutely, 100%. But you know what he should have done? And you know what he should have done double? First off, he should have told Luke GETSY, bro, give me that playbook. And second of all, he should have said, run the quarterback sneak that Aiden O'Connell ran last year and was 80-something% on quarterback sneaks from the 2 yard line or less. We were at the 1 yard line. Aiden O'Connell, in his very first game ever, his very first touchdown ever in the NFL was a quarterback sneak from 3 yards out, bro, or 2 yards out. So why couldn't we do it from 1 yard line? Aiden O'Connell's long. He's lengthy. He's got long legs, bro. He could push the pile and move. When it came to the tush push, we were second in the NFL last year in tush push. Why are we handing the ball off to Amir Abdullah when we have a quarterback that could have just ran a quarterback sneak and scored a touchdown? But on the other hand, why the hell are we running a hurry up and not giving our offense time to catch their breath when we just got done running a flipping play that could have been a touchdown, and it wouldn't have cost them anything, right, to review it, because we would have lost the challenge. But how many times do you use 3 challenges in a game? I mean, if you're Antonio Pierce, that's not a question I can really answer because I don't know, bro. But yes, stupid decisions. But also, he's only coached 14 games, bro. 15 games in the NFL. This is only his 15th game. And it's only his 6th game as a head coach. The interim head coach, you can count that if you want to, but I'm not going to count the interim head coach as coaching experience. Yes, you got coaching experience, but when he took over, there was a lot of guys that already had positions that kept those positions, and he was just a rah-rah guy. He had absolutely no playing calling, kind of like he is now. Was just a cheerleader rah-rah guy. So I'm not counting that as experience. But this year, he's the head coach, and he should be doing everything in his ability to learn the offense, to learn the defense, so he can call plays eventually if shit doesn't go right, or if you think that he's not making the right choices at the right time. But obviously, you can't put that on Antonio Pierce, because this man can't even get the personnel on the field. We had 2 back-to-back calls last week for 12 men on the field. So, yeah, I get it. Antonio Pierce is fucking up big time, bro. Maybe he was not the man for the job. But at this point, he is the man for the job, and you have to allow him time. Because we can't just keep firing guys and bringing in guys and starting over. We're never going to build continuity or build a franchise or an organization. The Steelers, who just whooped our ass 32-14, they've had 3 coaches. 1, 2, 3, bro. 3 coaches since like 1965 or some shit. That's crazy. We've had 300. Okay, not exactly, but it seems like we have 300. I'm going with 300. That's my number I'm sticking with. What else? What else we got? The mofo should grab a clipboard, put the microphone down, call some plays, and earn his flipping money. Bro, I mean, 100%. 100%. What are we paying him to do? Be a cheerleader and a rah-rah guy and get guys ready for the game? If that's it, then we failed, and he's failed, because the guys have not been ready for any game. They have not been prepared to come out, get smacked in the fucking mouth. They just lie down, bro. You get punched one time and you lie down. That's what I've seen. Because as soon as it's a big punch, bro, nobody's getting back up. The team just folds. They like a lawn chair, folding like lawn chairs. They're giving up. Like, I know Max Crosby says we have the guys in the locker room. I know every guy in the locker room says we have the guys in the locker room to turn it around. But physical ability, speed, strength is not all of it, bro. You have to have the mindset. And when you give up on your team in the middle of a game because you're getting your ass whooped, that's not a dog mentality, bro. That's a bitch mentality. The type of shit he does, you would figure Coach Pop Warner ball. Let's keep it real. Yes. Like, I mean, that's stupid coaching decisions I made first time I was coaching and calling shit. I mean, let's be real, bro. I ain't never coached in my life, and I had to coach my son's basketball. Like, I played basketball all my life. But coaching, dude, I ain't know nothing about it. And you know what I did? I got on the internet. I was like, show me some offensive plays for kids in this age group. It was like, what the hell, 13 through 15 or some shit. And that's what I did. I took that playbook. I ran with it. I was handed the kids because the coach that was supposed to coach the kids quit and couldn't coach them. So my kids were already picked for me. And bro, we went 6-1. I'm just saying 6-1 with kids that have never played basketball before, ever. You know why? Because they wanted to run through a brick wall for me. And they listened. And they had to fight. And they had character. They were all tough ass little kids that were like, we ain't getting pushed around by the guys that are all way bigger than us. So yeah, man. But everybody's gonna make mistakes. as a coach, especially with the pressure of Las Vegas, being in Las Vegas, at home, an away game, because you got 70,000 towels waving in your own stadium. Come on, that's going to rattle even the toughest of OG gangsters that drive Impalas. I'm just saying. End of the day, it falls on AP. Exactly. He is the head coach, and he holds... Wait. We have to hold coaches and players in the same standard as the previous regime. Exactly. So we have to wait how many more games? Because the last regime that got fired was absolutely horrible and should have not have made it 8 games into the season last year. But they did. They gave him 17 games, and then they gave him 8 games the next year, right? Was it 8 games? 3 and 5? Yeah, 8 games. So, bro, that's 17 times 8 is 24 or whatever the fuck it is. 20. I can't add, bro. 25 games. You have to give Antonio Pierce 25 games. I don't want to do that, bro. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to disagree with we have to keep coaches and players and hold them to the same standard because I'm not, I don't know. I'm counting. I take my words back. I'm counting last year if we have to do that and hold him accountable for the same standards because he got his 9 games last year as interim. After this year, bro, if we don't have a better record than we had last year with the team he was handed and the stars we had on offense and the defense that everybody talked about was going to be one of the greatest defenses of all times in the history of the NFL. Okay, that was me. But most people were saying the same shit. Then yeah, he's not going to be here, bro. He's not going to be here. Not going to be here. The team's attitude reflects the coach's leadership. Well, they say players take on coach's identity, right? But come on. If players take on coach's identity, then our coach is soft because our players are soft. And yes, they can get pissed off at me if they want and somebody fucking shows the players this, but I don't give a shit, bro. Y'all are playing soft. Y'all playing soft. You're not playing discipline. You're not playing smart. There's no gap integrity. If you have a guy that's running a stunt and nobody's covering that hole that he's leaving, what's going to happen? Guys are going to walk through it for big yardage. And that's what happens every single game, bro. Every single game. They try to, we try to be fancy. We try to run stunts. And the guy can't rely on the guy behind him. Even Robert Spillane, what's on film Thursday? Check it out. Robert Spillane, I seen a couple times standing flat-footed with the quarterback running straight up the middle, and he was sidestepping, bro. He was doing fucking lateral side steps trying to catch one of the fastest quarterbacks in the NFL. And that's Robert Spillane, bro. That's one of our top guys. So, man, that shit is crazy. What just happened to my fucking chat? And if that happens to Robert Spillane, that's telling me that's coaching. And Patrick Graham has said it himself. It's his job to get players to know the schemes, to know their job, to know their gap schemes, to know their lanes, to do their 111. And they're not doing that. So it's not Antonio Pierce at all. I mean, all of it. Yes, he's the head coach. But you have to look at the guys like we talked about. Cadillac Williams is an ass running back coach. We have the worst running back room that we've ever had in the history of the Raiders. And I don't think that's a lie. Offensive line coach. James Gregg has not done a very good job. I talked about the tight end coach, Luke, a minute ago. Bro, he's a better offensive line coach than the offensive line coach we got. So Antonio Pierce is working with a half a deck of cards right now. You have guys that have been Chiefs, and that's a problem. I said this when they hired him. There's too many egos to have guys that have been head coaches in other places. Hold up. Time out. My son's calling. What's up? I'm in live right now. I said I'm live right now. What's up? All right. Yeah. All right. Love you. Bye. All right. Sorry, that was my son. Had to make sure nothing was up. What the hell was I talking about? Totally lost my shit. Damn. I get sidetracked so much, bro. This ADD shit is ridiculous. I don't even think I had AD. I think it just grew on me as I got old. I smoked too much trees and got stupid. Kids don't do drugs. Would you say he's coaching soft, or the simple fact that he's coaching not to lose instead of coaching to win? Bro, both. He's coaching soft. When you stand up there and you say violence, physicality, ill intent, and you get everybody to buy into this bullshit that you're fucking preaching, and you're not doing any of that on offense. We need a fullback. If you want violence, physicality, and ill intent, you need a fullback to open holes for your running backs. And that is obvious. And I've been saying that since week 1. These running backs need a fullback. If Madison had somebody to clear lanes for and somebody to follow and show him the way, he'd be way better. If Zeus had somebody in front of him to clear lanes and show him the way, he would be way better. So, yes, Antonio Pierce is coaching soft, and he's coaching not to lose a job that he already has, bro. You're going to lose a job by not doing your job, if that makes any sense at all. He's coaching not to lose, and he's coaching not to lose his job. But he's also told us in many press conferences, we're going to play conservative. We're going to play not to lose. And if you play not to lose, you're going to fucking lose, bro. You can't play not to lose. You got to play to win. There's a difference. To play to win is what the Detroit Lions do, right? Look at the points they put on the board. They don't give up. They don't stop. They keep running the same shit. They go with whether they're losing, whether they're winning, because there's been games they've been losing and they come back and win because they don't go away from what works and they stay with their shit. And Antonio Pierce and Luke GETSY, as soon as shit goes downhill, they fold, bro. They fold like lawn chairs and they stop going with what works. And if they get a lead, they get conservative and they want to run the ball 3 times in a possession, even if you're not getting 1 or 2 yards. Like, we can't do that. You have to score every possession in the NFL. You cannot give teams a chance to come back. You have to add as many points as you can. And I think they play not to lose once they get the lead. And if that's the case, bro, they both have to go because that's not the Raider way. That is not Al Davis' way. He would not stand for this shit. If Al Davis was alive, all these guys would probably be gone already. I mean, look what he did to Lane Kiffin. Speaking of Lane Kiffin, can we bring him back as offensive coordinator? Look what he's doing at Ole Miss, bro. Like, they're tearing it up. He's a little older. He's got a little bit more experience. Maybe he can run an offense. I don't know. I'm just saying. But he got Jackson Dart playing pretty good, and their run game is pretty damn solid. I didn't think he was head coach material when he was here, and I thought that was a reach if I ever seen one. But, you know, maybe as a coordinator, bro. I don't know. He's not stealing confidence in any of his young players. He's walking around in a panic, and we can't. I know, bro. We can see it on the sideline. Like, he's falling apart. And, you know, when you come out and say you were rocking NWA and you was straight out of Compton and you was all this thug, hard-ass gangster shit, why are you so soft on Antonio Pierce? I'm asking, bro. Because your play calling is soft, the team is soft, and the team takes their players' identity. And I know you weren't soft as an NFL player, bro. Like, that dude was leveling people, brought the wood every single time. And I know people get soft in their old age. It happens. But to me, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. Again, it comes down to playing not to lose your job. And that's just my opinion. I don't think he's afraid he's not going to have his job through his contract. And he's not going to have the time to develop the team he wants. But if you keep guys like Luke GETSY around that are hurting you because you don't know how to run an offense or call offensive plays, then you're probably going to get fired, bro. So just go balls to the wall, go balls out, and lay everything on the fucking line, dude. Lay it all on the table. All on the table. Throw the ball 50 times a game if that's what we have to do to win. Run the ball 50 times a game if that's what we have to do to get a run game going. But you have to pick something, be consistent with it, and go balls to the wall and go all out. We can't keep half step in, one good play, 3 run plays minus a yard. Throw to the backfield. They get yak yards, get a first down, run it 3 times, kick the ball. Bro, this is not, it's not an offense. It's not a consistent offense. Those passing lanes, there's guys open when we pass the ball. But we have to maybe, let's try this. Come out next week, the first drive, like we did last week, instead of pass, run, just pass the ball, bro. Just let Aiden O'Connell come out, see if he can pick apart this defense, run some quick slants, run some drag routes. Let's get guys involved, get them in the offense, then slowly bring in the run game. But on the next possession, throw the ball. How about one time on first down? Just one time this year. One time this season on first down. Throw the ball farther than 20 yards. It's a start, right? Throw it farther than 20 yards. We have 4 plays this year over 20 yards in the passing game. 2 of them are 50-yard completions. The rest are yards after the catch. Yards after the catch. 90% of our passes have been less than 20 yards. That's offensive play calling. That's coaching. Choose a deck of cards, LOL. Who's to blame for the running back room? It starts with Cadillac Williams. 100%, bro. 100%. He's a running back in the NFL. He was a coach at Auburn. He had that running game, smash mouth, ill intent, violence, physicality run game in Auburn. And that's why Antonio Pierce brought him here. And I don't know if it's Lou GETSY or who's overriding him. But, bro, you have to put it on the running back coach. If your running back room is trash, he's the one that works with these guys constantly in practice all day, every day. He's with them the most. It falls on the coach. Same with our defensive line coach. You know, when our defensive line's not performing, that falls on your defensive line coach. When your offensive line ain't performing, that's the offensive line coach. It's not always the offensive coordinator, because the offensive coordinator is busy calling plays, scheming up plays, planning for the next week. That's why you have assistants. That's why you have all these other coaches to do this, to teach these guys, to get them prepared. The offensive coordinator and the head coach don't usually prepare. They scheme. They do walkthroughs. They plan ahead. The other coaches, the assistant coach, the assistant O-line coach, the O-line coach, all those guys need to be held accountable for the way this team is playing right now, and especially on defense, bro. Defense is just, man, our offense plays as our defense plays. If our defense is playing fire and lights out, the offense seems to play a little bit better. But as soon as our defense starts slacking and giving up big plays, I think our offense just packs it in. It's like lunchtime, take a break. Did I read that? The most coaches, nope. He is most definitely coaching soft. When there was 1:30 on the clock versus Denver at halftime, dude was trying to kneel out, give Peyton back the ball. I know. And they go down the field and score in 20 seconds. I get it. Perry, what's good? Salute for pulling up. Tom Brady come out of retirement? No, please don't come out of retirement, bro. He's way too old, and he'd probably get hurt the first time he got hit. He's already doing enough trying to take over ownership of the team. And I'm sure, like I said before, it'll just be a matter of time before Belichick or Vrabel or one of these guys, or even him, take over head coaching. But, I mean, if I thought Tom Brady could play, yes. But let's be real with ourselves. The quarterback situation is not the problem. I thought it was the problem the whole time with Gardner Minshew. Because on film breakdown, there's guys open. And the O-line was protecting him. The O-line's protecting AOC. There wasn't guys open this week. There wasn't really many guys open. They shut that down. They knew Aiden O'Connell can throw, and they focused on the run game. And they shut that down. And when you're one-dimensional, you're going to lose in the NFL every single week, no matter who you are, bro. No matter who you are. Samir White, the fullback, and have Madison running back. Lobby, yes. Abdul running back 2 and lobby 3. Yes, I think Lobby needs field time, bro. I think he needs to be on the grass. And yes, he fumbled his very first time. And people are going to criticize that shit for the rest of the man's career. But what about Amir Abdullah, who's been in the league 10 years, going on his 11th, right? Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but dude's been in the league almost 11 years, going on his 11th year, and fumbles on the goal line. He got the ball punched out the same way Dylan Labe, the rookie, got the ball punched out by the exact same dude. Why ain't nobody criticizing him? Why nobody talking about fire that dude? Cut him. Get rid of him. Dude, another thing I didn't like was the coaching. When you have a rookie that fumbles, you got to put him back in. You got to give him another chance. You got to give him the ball. You can't just ruin his confidence, sit him on the bench, and let him sit and dwell and soak in his misery. That's just, bro, that's just uncalled for. I've been on here way too long, 2 hours. I appreciate every one of y'all for pulling up. Cowtown Luda, my guy. LVR, appreciate you staying this long, unfazed, always. Who is this dude? Greg Lena, I didn't even see you. I've been saying, hold up. Sorry, I did not get to your comment, bro. My bad. I've been saying all season the Bears were saying Luke GETSY was the problem. Both and Fields looking good without GETSY. Yeah. Shout out for pulling up. Sorry I missed your chat. If I missed anybody else, my bad. I didn't mean to scroll past your shit. But yeah, we've definitely seen. No, I mean, no. I'm not gonna agree. I'm tired of agreeing with everybody. Look, Justin Fields had 160 fucking yards passing, bro. That's not an NFL quarterback. Yes, he ran all over us, and yes, that's his job. But he still only had 160 yards passing. So that's not very good. And that's why Luke GETSY's system was not good with him and that's why the Raiders system is not good with Luke GETSY's system, because Gardner Minshew couldn't throw the ball for over 200 yards a game. Yes, he had a couple games where he went over 200 yards, but he threw the ball 30 times, and most of those were yards after the catch, screen plays, little slants. I don't think I've seen a drag route all year, the entire season. There hasn't been one drag route, which is absolutely crazy in the NFL when you have tight ends and running backs that can catch out of the backfield, and you're not running any drag routes. So please fire Luke GETSY. The more I talk about him, the more I'm saying just get him out of here, bro. You know, I try to be lenient with Raiders players and Raiders coaches. I'm never going to talk bad about a player or a coach unless they're just ass and they're hurting my organization and the fan base that I love, bro. I love football. I love this organization. I mean, it's obvious, dude. Who tats a fucking Raiders tattoo on their whole entire forearm if you're not a diehard fan? But this shit is getting hard to watch. It's been hard to watch, and it's just getting worse when you're told it's going to turn around and this guy is coming to be our savior, and he's worse than the last coach that we fired. The offensive coordinator is worse than a second-year coach in Bo Hardegree that never called a play in his life. I don't know. I'm out of words, bro. I'm out of words, and that's why I'm getting the hell off of here. I'm out of words. Fields only ran on us. Raiders D sucks harder. And that, yes. Sucks harder than a Bangkok lady off night. Woo-hoo! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Some of them Bangkok girls, bro, they got some suction cup lips. I'm just saying. I wouldn't know. So, damn, what was I going to say before that? I forgot. I totally forgot. Mine. Damn it. Oh, well. Join me for Monday night. Not Monday night scrutiny. That's what this is. The fuck? Join me for film breakdown. What's on film Thursday night. Appreciate y'all showing up. You could be anywhere else on the planet, but you choose to be here and listen to my bullshit that don't know nothing about football or the Raiders or how to fix this shit. But let me know after this live in the comments. Let me know which offensive coordinator out of the coaches that are on this team you would like to see at least calling plays if Luke GETSY doesn't work in the booth, that they put him there next week. And with that being said, just win, baby. Raiders. Much love, fam. Appreciate all of y'all. Peace. End with the outro. Play.